Hey, welcome to part two of the quick launch of a video-based study in Relay. We have just collected 21 results. There is still one awaiting review, or let me just refresh. Basically, we just had 20 results collected from the panel provider, plus one on my own, so we should have around 21 results. So let's just take a look on how we can, what information can we get out of the data that was already collected. So first of all, we can see on the panelists lists, all of the panelists with this green, yellow, or a red or blue label that is describing the data quality. We can also see the aggregated data quality stats by clicking this one. And it is right over here. Average eye tracking data quality grade. It is good. So it is good. Click versus gaze accuracy. I don't think that's relevant in this case because we were not asking our panelists to click anywhere. We can see also the drop rate. So in this case, we can see that the test link was opened by total 24 participants. 22 out of the 22 granted webcam access, 23 had face detected. Probably there is some miscalculation right over here, or the system calculated the same panelist twice. Maybe someone refreshed the page. That's something that we we should check on our end. But basically, the most important is the last number, which means that 21 panelists have completed the test and provided results. So there is a success rate in around 88%, which is pretty good. Like our standard at Relay is a success rate in between 80 to 85%. So you can expect that out of 100 results, you're going to get around 80-85% of good quality results. So we can also see on the prolific panel that around 5 people returned the study due to some unknown reasons, and 20 were automatically approved. So the statistics are pretty good. These are all the in detailed statistics of all the panelists individually. We're not going to take a closer look at them. Let's go back to the study dashboard and see what is happening right over here. So first of all, we can see the survey results, which can appear after clicking the see results button. So for the beer shelf, have you found the product usually purchase? Majority of our panelists have not. That might be that's probably because that was a set of Polish beers. So I would not expect that a lot of panelists from, in this case, around the world found what they were looking for here. Again, this study purpose is rather to demonstrate the capabilities of the platform. We're not going to make any valuable research on the shelf, but maybe we're going to get something out of it. Again, this results, we have collected around 20 results for this study. Usually what we observe from our customers that they are inviting a bit higher samples, so something in between 80 to 100 per cell. In this case, let's see what we can get out of 20. Okay, coffee stand, yes, no, 50-50. 10 panelists have found their coffee, 10 not. And the kids shelves, majority of our panelists haven't found anything important for them. Okay, let's see the heat maps panel then. What we are going to do is, first of all, we're going to filter out some panelists with very low and low data quality. I don't know if we had any of these, but apparently not. So that's pretty good. Secondly, what I would like to do is we can see the recording itself. This is data captured from gazes. I would rather use fixations for this analysis purpose, for the analytics purpose. For the purpose of a data analysis. So I have just switched the tab to fixations. The difference between fixation, yeah, I think that we do have to show it to your webinar. What's the basic difference between the gaze and fixations while we're here? So you can imagine that an NEA tracker, including webcam eye tracker, is capturing some data some data points in a second. So since the webcams, just like the one I'm recording this video to you, can capture around 30 gazes per second, then if I would change my sight from, let's say, bottom right to top left corner, I would leave some gazes on the road, but I was not paying attention to what was happening in the middle. So the gazes would look something like this little orange dots. So looking from the bottom left to top right, there would be some gazes in between. That's why there is one metric that is much more efficient than the gazes for eye tracking research, and it's called fixations. Basically, eye is fixating and then jumping to another point by doing a saccadic eye movement. So we do have kind of like two different eye movements, fixation and saccades, and these are happening one after another. So to treat something as a fixation, we have to define what it is. So it is in the systematic approach, it is called a fixation filter. In real life, we're using a velocity threshold filter, but we're also defining minimum and maximum fixation time. So you can imagine that a group of gazes, if there's a group of gazes that lasts at least some amount of time and not more than some amount of time, and that eye is not leaving this area faster than some defined threshold velocity, then it means that all the gazes are counted as in the one fixation. So that's why I am deciding to use fixations as the base of our research. So since we just have 20 results, the fixations are not that purely visible. Let me firstly attach the time frames just to the moment when the shelf is, let's say, like a stable. Okay, so that should be something like this. Okay, we can see the fixations already. In case the fixations wouldn't be visible, we can just use these filters to enhance the visibility of the fixations. I'm not doing anything with the data. I'm just doing something with the data presentation. So there's no, it's not that I'm changing the data on the fly. I can also show the clicks, but again, we were not asking anyone to click anywhere. So we can right now step into the analysis. So let's say that we would like to test the Bebico shelf. We can see that the average time to first fixation on the Bebico was around 12 seconds 15. I can save this area for later research. And let's say in comparison, I would like to see how was this Pampers. I don't know whether these are diapers or something else on the bottom left. I know that I'm not comparing diapers to the milk for kids, but I'm just doing it for the demo purpose. So there is not much logic behind it. So, but anyway, we could have this comparison up and running. Pampers, and we can see that the average time to first fixation for Pampers was 13.62. Meanwhile, for the milk was 12-ish, 12.15. Also, the average time spent 0.67, Pampers 0.58. So this is all the metrics, all the data that can be really valuable for running a research on a shopper insight research. Also, one more metric that could be pretty important, ratio. So how many panelists have actually placed their attention on this area. So in this case, 13 out of 21. For Pampers, it is just 8. So these are kind of like the obvious. Let's just do the same thing for the other stimuli. Let's go for the beer. Let's see what was happening here. Maybe we could get some insights out of here. Okay, again, stopping the video player more or less when the shelf was appearing. Switching to fixation-based analysis. Maybe here I'm just going to lower the opacity to see where the heat points are. And we can observe right now with the data analysis tool, for instance, the amber beer that had the average time to first fixation 9.65, and 50% of people have paid attention to this product versus some other, let's say, beer here on the bottom shelf that was that had a shorter ratio and a longer average time to first fixation. So we can create areas of interest for each one of the products and then export the data I don't think we already have the products here, but if you would have the area of interest in place, then I would be able to just download the data, the area of interest overall stats, and run the further analysis in any tool like Excel or Python scripts or anything like this. Okay, so what we're going to do probably now, we're going to increase the counters for the panelists. So we would like to have a bit more. Let's say that we want to hit 40 and see how the data is being kind of like, what's the density, how the data is going to be more dense, and maybe get some outcomes out of the research. So I'm going to leave it to you now. So just to give you an idea of any other video-based analysis, whether these are video advertisements or whether these are even like a virtual shelf walkthrough and so on, this can be done easily. Let's take a look at the time. So I've created this study around 40 minutes ago, and we do already have around 20 results. I don't think that would be a problem to get to 50 or 100 within the next hour. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.